guys, Jonathan here from My Hair Education. Today we're looking into the medium length haircut. So with my model Basil, I'm going to be looking into a squared masculine shape. You're going to have to think about the squared box all over the haircut. So basically, I'm going to be cutting it squared on the top, going to the sides, squared, squared to the back, as well as here. And I'm going to be really looking at the cowlicks, the weak area to watch out, not going too thin. And basically it's going to be a very, very easy haircut that you can implement with your guests, your men's guests, when they have long hair, and you're going to have this confidence to create shapes on the medium length hair. So let's start the haircut. Okay guys, so I'm going to taking a vertical section and I'm going to cut it square. So I don't want his hair to spike, so I want to cut maybe, let's say half, about this much. You can also go gradually, you could go longer and then going shorter as you go through. So I'm going to the front, cutting squared, and I'm just going to keep it slightly longer at the front because the head rounds over here. And when a squared cut, you don't want it to round, you want to keep it straight. So I'm just going to go a bit up, keep some length. It's also very good to have length over at the fringe area so you could have more fun at the end. This is your horizontal section. I'm going to take my guide. You'll find your guide that I've created, or that you will be creating, and it's right over here. So you're going to cut a square line. Square. So you see that the hair is not spiking, it's having a nice movement. So I want to continue with this length. So I'm going to take another horizontal section. I'm going to over direct it to the last section and cut it squared. Same thing. So you want to take really about maybe ½ an inch, ¼ inch sections. Why? Because you want to see your guide at all time. You don't want to lose it. If you lose your guide, you're going to create other guides and you'll have an uneven haircut. So you want to see it. And so you see my body position as well. I'm really squared to the hair. So I'm going to continue through. Just put your hair up a bit. Straight. So same thing. You're moving forward to the front, over directing to your previous section, seeing your guide and cutting a square line. You're really combing from the roots up. So roots up. You cut a square line. Over direct slightly and cut it squared. So see the shape is developing. I'm going to take another section over here. Over direct slightly. Okay, and my last section from the front. So as you can see, I'm just over directing slightly and cutting it squared at all times. So here we go. Good. So if you take a look, the shape is developing to the front, creating layers. And what I like is I'm maintaining a bit of length in the front so I could have fun at the end. Because the shorter If you cut it straight here and you cut all that, fringe will become all weak and you might not have as much leverage as you wish sometimes with the bangs, with men's. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to follow through my crown area. See my guide right over here. Cut it square. Same thing, comb from the roots up, squared, and cut a straight line. All right, so the left side, take my section. So you see the section is vertical over here, comb it straight up, see your guide, cut. So you see the guide right over here, and I'm going to cut it squared. So same thing. See your sectioning. You want to go under, over with your comb from the roots up, under, and you're going to square it. See your guide. Cut. So comb under, see your guideline. Follow through. So again, always take a quarter of an inch to half an inch sections. You want to see your guide. You always want to stay in control. When you lose control, you don't see your guide, restart your section. See over here, I'm going to go grab my guideline. See the guide. Comb over, under. See your guide right here, cut it squared. So what I'm going to do around the crown is that, when I said at the beginning, you want to think about a box, right? So this is going over here, all of it. I want to maintain a corner and a corner in the back. I don't want to round it. So why am I doing it again is to keep the squareness, because if you start rounding it, you're going to change that shape. That's not the goal today, so I'm going to take it here. See my guide. Okay, so I'm going to push it right over here. See your guideline over here. You want to stay squared. You want to cut it. So comb under, comb over, see your guide. Make sure you see your guide right over here and over here, and square. So same thing. Our guide, squared. Too large, thinner section over here. So make sure to see your guide so you can see the section. Take a smaller section and see your guideline, cut it squared. Same thing over here. So I'm going to bring all these guys over. So you start to do that when you're past the ear. So you're going to bring everything to a squared line. So I'm going to push it through over here, see my guideline, and cut it straight. All right, so I'm going to work my bottom side, my bottom right side. So you see the guideline here, and I'm going to grab it, connect it to my guide. So you see the guide. And cutting it square. So I'm going to continue with vertical sections. Follow my guide. Cut it squared, square line. So continue through. Right over here, see your guideline. And you see, I didn't, like I still have the hair in my hand, so it's good for control. If you let it down and you have to re-grab everything, you lose a bit of control. So you're better off just see your guide at all time. So I'm going through behind the ear. So you want to push this all to the side. Again, maintain squareness. So you're going to see your guide and cut it straight. I'm just going to get this here, comb it through, see your guide. Your guide. Same thing. Smaller section. I'm going to push it to the side. See my guideline. Cut it straight. So I'm almost to the middle. So I'm going to push this hair over here. See my guide. Cut straight, squared. Okay. I'm going to comb under, over. See your guide being squared. So same thing. So you're going to comb over and under, see your guide, square line. Okay, so I'm going to continue through, grab my guide. So you can see in this section, I cut a bit more at the top because of the separation. I had more, there's less weight because there's more weight over his right side. So that's why I cut it a bit lower. So I'm going to do the same over here. Squared, it's your guide. Continue. Same thing. I'm going to bring everything to a squared line. So I have a bit of less hair on the bottom, which is normal. So I'm through the middle now. I push it through, I have a less hair to cut. Okay. Perfect. So basically, you're going to take a 90-degree angle, squared, see where your guide is, and I'm going to cut it through flat. Comb it through, under, and you're just going to tilt your head a bit. So I'm just going to push it down here. So clean sections, and if you have less control, make sure the hair is damp so you can have more control. So I'm going to grab, push those hair on the side. Okay, and so you want to maintain consistency, and I'm going to stay flat, see my guide. Okay, and you're going to push this out here. See your guide. So you see, I'm not like creating this kind of shape. I'm really staying squared. Okay, I'm not going in like that and then out. I'm really staying flat. So we're going to continue through the right side. So I'm going to go grab my guideline. Okay, right over here. You see your guide, squared, cut, squared from the head. Okay, just going to tilt a bit. I'm going to grab it over here. So I'm going to grab from the roots out. See your guide. Make sure you see your guide and you're squared. Comb from the roots out and cut it squared. So I'm going to continue through my vertical section. So I'm just going to put them down a bit. Okay. So see my guide. Okay. Same thing. So I'm just gonna put some water. And grab the hair so you can comb under. Just going to take a smaller section, right over here, and come under. It's okay, squared. Okay. So continue through, see you're going. So we took our guide over here. So I'm really combing the hair from the roots out and I'm really cutting it square in from the head shape. And continue. So vertical line going through the nape, creating a flat shape, squared. So you want to follow it through. And you want to follow your brush. So go on the opposite side from where his fringe is falling and then go to the other side and bring out your haircut. So push it through. Same thing on the side. So wrap it. You're wrapping the brush around the hair. I'm going to use my edger to clean up naturally, put the hair up a bit. I like going up with the edger, not down too much. I find sometimes you create unwanted hair growth, so. Just going to clean around over here. Keep it down here. And you want to channel through, just like that. And you want to go on the opposite side, just like that. So, taking off weight and creating movement and texture. Just going to take a bit more here, more off. So you want to push the paste forward and then on the opposite diagonally, just to bring out the whole texture of the haircut. And then you can just play around, because this is what's fun with this versatile look, is that you can have it on the sides, you could have it forward, you could push it back. So there's so many things you could do with this square shape, and that's what's fun. You know, with medium length hair, is that you won't be intimidated when someone comes in and has long hair, and you want to know where you're heading. So creating squareness and following through. So to do a recap, so I went squared, kept a bit of length to the front so I could play around with the fringe and keep it longer. And I followed through over here, squared as well. Same thing to the bottom, squared, squared, squared. And we connected the crown when I created my first guide over here. And then I followed through. I did not follow the head shape, I squared all over. So this gives us the flat shape, okay? It's not a round shape, it's a flat squared shape, which looks amazing. And here's our final look. So I'm just gonna texture a bit, give it some, cool. And here you go. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let us know. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and let us know what you think. If you have any comments. Stay tuned for some new videos on men's cutting, women's cutting on My Hair Education. Thank you.